to the ski hills in Edmonton. That's pretty nice. I went to a festival called Festivalen in Oslo. And it was like on the coast, so it's fjords on one side, but it's also where there's a bunch of Viking ruins. So I sat and watched Band of Horses sitting on like the ruins of ancient houses and stuff.
Oh, that's amazing.
That was kind of fun.
That sounds very cool.
But the island in Calgary,
that was also pretty sweet.
Great.
I didn't enjoy their main stage setup because it's so flat.
You kind of have been spoiled by the hill in Edmonton.
Yeah.
Because if you read about the main stage in Calgary, they'll make special note of like, oh, and it's a slope, so you have great views. But coming from the proper hill.
It's like flat
yeah.
in comparison. You're right. That's funny that they like specify that it is a slope. It's not.
It's more sloped than the majority of stages in the world.
True. Very true.
Well, let's get into it then.
Let's go.
At a very, very special episode of I Love This, You Should Too.
That's this podcast.
My name is Indy, Side Stage Randhawa, and with me is my lovely co-host. It's Samantha, Slope Stage Randhawa.
I do love a slope stage.
Except going up and down it.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't go up and down the hill. I will go partial.
Yeah, you love the slope stage, but then you only watch things from the backstage anyway. So what's the slope doing for you?
It just offers better sightlines if I wanted them.
If you want them, but you don't want them.
I don't, personally, but I think
And then in Calgary, too, we watched everything from the pit in the front, so it didn't really matter that it was flat.
We watched a few things from the flat part.
After we watched the first part.
Yeah.
Front.
I'm just spoiled. That's the long and the short of it.
It really is. Well, if it hasn't given you a hint yet, today we are doing our preview episode for the 2025 Calgary Folk Music Festival.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten our press credentials yet, but they gave it to us last year, and hopefully they'll just do it again because we loved it so much.
Fingers crossed they loved us and they want to continue working with us because that would be really nice. Please, thanks.
Yeah, it was great. We really enjoyed it last year, so we're planning on going back again this year. In case you're not familiar, of course, the Calgary Folk Fest runs from July 24th to the 27th. That's a Thursday through Sunday. Thursday and Friday are kind of half days. It's more than half. Mm-hmm. But things will start on Thursday at, I think, 5:30. And then Friday, they start a little earlier at 3 p.m. and we'll go right through until after 11.
Yeah, and they have 5 stages. It's all on an island, which is kind of neat. And they bring in a really interesting variety of music. I think people hear folk music and they think of like one specific kind of music, but this is like anything and everything.
Folk from around the world. If you just extend the definition of folk, it can be so many things.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So what we are going to do today is we'll give you a few things that we are very excited to see. Mm-hmm. And hopefully you will be too, because you know what? I love this and you should too.
Yeah.
That's what we do here.
Love this.
And then in a couple of weeks, hopefully we will have an episode where we record live from the Folk Fest, and maybe we'll get to do some more interviews and things like that because we had a great time doing it last year. That was so fun.
I'm so excited about that. I was talking about it this weekend, and I really think that this is like a cool thing that we've made this podcast into.
Yeah, because we don't get much out of this. No. We don't make any money or anything, but at least we had that. And now we're friends with like Ginger Beef and Nicolette and such.
Hey, Ginger Beef. Hey, Nicolette.
So maybe I'll start things off with my first pick, and that is a band called Dengue Fever.
When we were reading the schedule when it first came out, I was like, oh, and Dengue Fever, like kind of as a joke. And you were like, oh, I know them.
I've been listening to Dengue Fever for a long time, actually. So they are a band out of Los Angeles, and they make essentially Cambodian rock and pop music from the 60s and 70s. So that is their main influence. But then they get some psychedelic rock stuff from other parts of the world as well. They started out in the late 1990s, and there was two brothers, Eric and Zach, and they got into Cambodian psychedelic rock, as one does. Mm-hmm. That doesn't seem weird to me because I also got into Cambodian psychedelic rock.
I did not, but I'm coming to it later in life.
Yeah, and I bet a few of their songs you'll hear and you'll be like, oh, I know this just from me playing it.
Oh, yeah, no, I feel like I would know pretty quickly.
So they formed the band Dengue Fever in 2001. At the time, they were just performing songs that were already recorded by Cambodian artists, and a lot of those artists had since died during the Khmer Rouge regime. So this was kind of historically important as well, that this music could very well be lost, and it's kind of finding a new rebirth through these brothers from LA. And then they decided to get a vocalist who could sing in Khmer, the Cambodian language. And they auditioned singers from an area they call Little Phnom Penh, an area of Long Beach, California. And that's where they found Chom Nimo, I think that's how you say her name. And she had already been a pretty well-known singer in Cambodia before emigrating to the United States. And they released their self-titled debut album in 2003. And one of the songs from that album is called Pow Pow, which we are listening to now. That was Pow Pow from their self-titled 2003 debut, and I think my favorite song by them. That album was mostly 60s and 70s Cambodian covers, plus two originals kind of in that same style, and all of the lyrics in that one are in Khmer. In 2005, they released Escape from the Dragon House, and that's when I started listening to them. And they've kind of evolved over the years. Now their music is almost all originals. They still sing in Khmer. There's a little bit of English every now and then, but you can start to see the influence of like surf rock and other psychedelic rock from around the world to kind of fill out that 60s, 70s Cambodian sound too. So they are someone I've been listening to for a long time and I'm a big fan of and am very excited to see.
So you can see them at the National Stage on Friday, July 25th at 7:30 in concert. You can also see them twice on Saturday, July 26th, once at 12:55 on stage 3 and once on stage 6 at 4:10.
And those are some sessions?
Those are some sessions.
What are those sessions, Samantha?
Oh, I didn't get that information out.
No, but what are sessions? Because I think a lot of people might not know.
I thought you wanted me to describe the entire session. So sessions are when multiple artists or bands will get together and do usually whatever they want. Sometimes there's a theme. Sometimes it's just them jamming for an hour. And sometimes they'll go around in a circle and each play their own songs. And sometimes they'll join in on each other's songs. So it's a little bit of magic sometimes. You get this experience that you're never going to see again, probably, because these are artists that probably won't play together again.
They're probably just meeting each other for the first time just right then too.
I have seen some really cool partnerships come out of sessions at Edmonton Folk Fest. There's been some collaborations that have happened just based on them meeting and liking to play together. So you never know what you're going to see kind of coming to fruition at a session.
I think people don't attend those because they don't really know what it is. And they can be linked sometimes geographically. They're all from the same area or playing the same kind of music. But sometimes it's more thematic in what they talk about. And those ones can be a lot of fun. So I am someone who really turned around on those. I think because the first couple I saw weren't anything special.
Yeah.
And then when I started finding some of those real amazing ones where you see an artist you like who normally plays a song one way, and now they have a 12-piece backing band with instruments from around the world. You get to see some really cool stuff that
And you
way.
get to see some like solo artists who then have like background singers because everyone's joining in. And then some of the themes can be like coffee house or home or like get in the groove. Like these are titles of some of the sessions that are at Calgary, and you just like never know quite what's going to happen at them.
All right. Who is your first pick of someone that we should all check out this year?
My first pick is Los Lobos, which is not a new band. So Los Lobos, if you're not familiar, which is Spanish for the wolves, is a Mexican-American band formed in 1973 in East Los Angeles, California. You might know them from their hit La Bamba, their hit cover of La Bamba. And they have many, many songs over the last, half decade that have been recorded by Elvis Costello, Waylon Jennings, Robert Plant. They've been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They are just like very, very well known and very, very good at what they do. They've been nominated for 12 Grammy Awards and have won 4. And their sound is influenced by rock and roll, country, zydeco, folk, R&B, blues, soul, and traditional music such as cumbia, boleros, and norteños.
Yeah, you've been hearing so much about cumbia these last few years.
I enjoy it. I discovered that I enjoy it. So we're going to play a little snippet from Los Lobos, Come On, Let's Go.
Well, come on, let's go.
Los Lobos is a funny band for me because they are, of course, like huge pioneers in Chicano rock and just in general. But so many of their big hits, I know other artists' versions because they do, especially earlier on, they're doing so many covers and then putting their own twist on things and getting so big from that I forget how many great songs Los Lobos has.
Yeah. So I think this is going to be a total dance party. I think everybody's going to be on their feet dancing. And they will be playing on the ATB main stage Saturday, July 26th at 8:50 until 10 p.m. And bring your dancing shoes.
So next I have the British musician Michael Kiwakua. He is someone who is based out of England and is the son of Ugandan immigrants who actually fled from Idi Amin's regime. And he kind of is known for this sound that blends a bunch of different things like soul. There's a lot of influence from Otis Redding and those types of singers. There's a good bit of rock and, you know me, I like some psychedelic rock, so there's a bit of that in there too. But R&B with that smooth vocal delivery he has, and a little bit of funk and blues as well. So he's best known for this very big hit single called Cold Little Heart that we're listening to now. So that's Michael Kiwanuka's Cold Little Heart. Like a lot of that neo-soul that... I love soul music and I listen to a lot of modern soul as well. And so much of the modern stuff I listen to still sounds very vintage. If you told me that came out in 1976, I'd be like, yeah, I could see that. It makes sense there too. And he's an interesting one. I followed his career for a little bit now. And in 2012, his debut, Home Again, which did very well in the UK, was a lot more acoustic folk soul. And since then, he's gotten into more instrumentation, more lavish and lush production and sound. So I think I actually like his later stuff better because it is more reminiscent of so many of those singers like Bill Withers, Marvin Gaye, Curtis Mayfield, Leon Bridges, that kind of stuff that I like.
Oh, yeah.
Or last year, I kind of not forced, but I brought a bunch of Black Pumas because we were seeing them in Edmonton.
Yeah.
And you listened to them a bunch with me because I love that stuff so much. And this is kind of in that ballpark too. So
I'd agree. This isn't a shocking pick for you.
no, this is the kind of music I like, and I like that this is included in that umbrella of folk music.
Yeah. So we will be seeing Michael Kiwakua at the ATB main stage Thursday, July 24th from 7:45 to 9. And I think that's going to be a really nice show.
Oh, good main stage one.
Yeah.
I do like the main stage after the sun has set, though. So
Yeah.
that's
it's
the only
hard
thing.
because it's light forever here.
Yeah.
It is hard with some of these like cozier sounds to do it when it's still like broad daylight outside.
And hopefully I'll be photographing it again, and the lighting is better later on in the evening.
Yeah,
too.
I could see that.
So go check out Michael Kiwakua. What else do you have, Sam?
So my next person that I'm really excited to see is a band that we saw in Edmonton last year, the Heavy Heavy. So the Heavy Heavy are a soulful breed of rock and roll, untouched by modern artifice. And
Oh, did you just come up with that now, or are you reading that off sometime?
I'm reading that off the internet. Someone better than I am is writing all of this. Please know that none of this is my writing.
Oh, and then I never knew that. So please know everything that I say is my writing.
I cobbled together a little thing to say. I edited it down. They are a UK based band, and they have been touring around, opening for the likes of the Black Pumas, Band of Horses, second Band of Horses reference.
And second Black Pumas.
Yeah, wow. They get compared to Jefferson Airplane, the band, the Mamas and the Papas, and many more. They have many top 5 singles, including Miles and Miles and Go Down River. And they have toured pretty heavily for the last 2 years and just released a brand new album, which I have not had a chance to kind of dive into, but I'm sure it's fantastic, just like their first album. And we are going to listen to Go Down River.
Won't you lie in the sunset, babe? Fly into heaven. Don't look back. 'Cause I'm no fool, babe. I'm your man. I'm no fool, babe. I'm your man. Time flies, babe. I'm still your man.
So they are going to be playing a concert on the National Stage 4, Thursday, July 24th at 9:25 p.m. And the National Stage 4 again on Friday at 3 p.m. for a session. So I'm really excited to see them, and I'm excited to see them at a session because I think
Yeah, I don't
that'll
think
be...
I saw that last time.
I think because they kind of have like a versatile style, they can like adapt to different sounds. I think that they'll be kind of a fun session for sure.
I only started listening to them just over a year ago before we saw them in Edmonton, and I've really grown to like them too.
Me too.
I feel like the sound of Calgary this year is there's a lot of music that could be anywhere from 1965 to 1977, somewhere in there, and it's perfect for sitting and listening to on a summer afternoon.
Yeah.
And Heavy Heavy is right in there in that mix, as is my next pick, which I think they call themselves LALOM, LALOM, but that stands for the Los Angeles League of Musicians. I didn't realize that until very recently. I just thought they were a band called LALOM. And their origin story is one of my favorites. So they were people that were assembled, I don't think they knew each other beforehand, to play in the lobby of the Roosevelt Hotel on Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh, that's fun.
So they
like
were
a
just,
house band.
Yeah, they were just brought together to play background music. So then they started talking like, oh, what kind of stuff should we do? And they just started doing covers of things that they both that everyone knew, but then making it kind of their own. They kept doing more of this and then thought like, well, let's do our own thing. And they started making this music that is I guess it's genre transcending as well. It could be from the 70s, it could be modern, but it also sounds like it would be great for a sunny afternoon sitting out in the sun laying on the grass, which is maybe what we'll be doing when we are listening.
Oh, I'm so excited to festival again.
Me too. And their kind of ethos behind it is that all of the genres they're taking from is reflecting the diverse musical influence of Los Angeles itself. So the song we're listening to right now is called Café Tropical, which is also the cafe in Schitt's Creek.
It is, yeah.
So that's La Lame, and I think that's another band that as soon as I played it, you weren't surprised that I'm a big fan.
Not at all. Zero surprise in that one.
A lot of these bands that I like the most that fall under the folk umbrella, it's because they are taking folk from around the world, combining it and mixing it up in new ways, because this is another band that owes a lot to cumbia music, but also Peruvian chicha music, which I only learned about through them, so I've only listened to a little bit of that. And they're mixing all of these things in, and all together, all it makes is a sound that you're not quite sure where or when it's from, but it has this ambiance that there's just so much music in this year's Folk Fest that's summer chill out music.
Yeah.
And this is a good example of that. And their instrumentation is just so sharp and on point. I really
It
like
really
them.
is, yeah. Yeah, so you can see La Lame in a session on stage 5 Saturday from 12:55 to 2:05, and then you can see them play the concert on the ATB main stage on Sunday from 6:30 to 7:20. I'm excited. That's going to be like a chill one.
And they do have some that you can get up and dance to.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
yeah. But like it seems like a nice like beer in the sun kind of music.
As the kids would say, it's all about the vibes.
It's all about the vibes. It's a total vibe.
It is. They are a total vibe. That's true. All right, Sam, what else do you have?
So I found an artist that I'm actually quite excited about. I am very excited to see Jennifer Castle, who is a Canadian singer-songwriter based out of Toronto. She launched her career at open mic nights in the city and has released 2 albums under the name Castle Music, then started releasing music under her own name. She has appeared on records by Weird Visions, Eric Chenot, Ryan Driver, Bry Webb, Doug Paisley. Not a lot of whom I've heard of, but I really like everything that I've heard from her, so I'm interested to check out some of those as well. She is very involved with the dance community in Toronto as well, so I'm interested to see what her performance is kind of like, if she intersperses any of that in there. And she is a shortlisted nominee for the 2015 Polaris Music Prize. So she is quite well known, I guess, in the indie music circuit in Canada, and I'm really excited to see her perform live. And we are listening to Blowing Kisses.
And don't get it twisted, my heart's still in it. My dedication's a star, and it shines on our differences. And there's love in the meantime. I'm so proud of this moment.
So I think she's going to be a really nice kind of chill out and calm. She's playing quite a bit over the festival. So you can see her in sessions on Saturday at stage 3 at 10:30. You can see her in another session Sunday at 11. And also Sunday at 1:35. She plays her concert on Saturday on stage 6 at 3:05. And I think she's going to just be like a total vibe. Another vibe. Everything's a vibe.
I guess so.
Just a vibe.
She also has this song called Earth Song, I think is my favorite of hers.
Yes, I agree. So, Indy, I know that you broke the rules a little bit and picked a fourth one.
Yeah, because I haven't mentioned them yet, but my biggest pick of this festival is the band Cymande. So much so that they've made one of my favorite albums of all time, their debut self-titled album. But I talked about them a lot on this show back in episode 106. So I'm just going to put that right now. My thing of the week is the eponymous 1972 album by Cymande.
I wish you could see the dance that Indy was doing while that was playing. It was very good. This sounds cool.
So, as you know, I like a lot of soul music, and I've been listening to a lot more of that. And I finally joined the rest of you in the present and started listening to music streaming rather than just getting albums always.
Yes.
So I definitely see the appeal now because I like a lot of soul, so I was listening to my Al Green and Otis Redding and Clarence Carter because those are some of my favorite guys. But then through the magic of Spotify, they suggest other things. And I really wanted to get more into psychedelic soul, but those records aren't easy to find.
Oh.
And I'm not going to drop like $60 on a vinyl album. So I started listening to the psychedelic stuff, and then of course that gets into funk, like Parliament and Funkadelic. You know, you're a big P-Funk fan, right?
Oh, huge. Can't stop me from listening to that P-Funk.
There you go. But then I got into this band, Cymande, and it's spelled Cymande, and it's the Calypso word for dove, because it symbolizes peace and love.
Oh, I like when we learn new languages.
And Dove is the name of the song that we are listening to right now. It's an 11-minute song, so it starts off like really meandering and then it ramps up, and I love songs that do that. So Cymande formed in the early 1970s in London, England. Oh, we have two British things going on.
British
But
Day.
They're not so British because all of their members were immigrants from different Caribbean and West African countries. But they all met in London and formed this band. They released 3 albums before breaking up in 1974, but every 15 years or so, they get together and do a new album. So there was one in the 80s and one in the 2000s.
Oh, nice.
But I haven't actually listened to those yet. I'm just on this first album and I love it so much that it's in heavy rotation.
Repeat.
So they are a really eclectic mix of the music they do. There's lots of funk, there's lots of soul, there's reggae, there's rock, a lot of traditional West African influences, calypso, jazz, and sometimes the songs are just one or the other. And then a lot of the times the songs will transition from one to the other or just incorporate elements from each of them to make something that's unique to me, at least. Because I, of course, wasn't alive during this time, but I just don't know these influences very well. So it's a real learning experience, and it's nice when you're learning about something and then you find an album and you're like, oh, this is just all great.
I like the sound of it. It seems very calming but dancey.
Yeah, a lot of their stuff is
those don't
real,
go together, but
real
yeah.
smooth like that. So this album, which is the self-titled one and that I love so much, came out in 1972. I'll play now my favorite song, which is called Listen.
Listen, brothers, this has got a lot to do with it. And my sister, it also does concern you too.
I like that one a lot. It's so smooth but kind of funky too.
I feel like I've heard it before.
Well, I play this a lot in the car.
No, but I mean before that. I feel like I've heard that song. I feel like I've heard it in a movie or something.
Oh, maybe. Maybe
Yeah.
they're bigger than I realized.
Like, I've heard it out in the world somewhere, and enough that I, like, kind of knew the words to it.
Oh, maybe they're super famous, and then I think I found this, like, hidden
Like,
gem.
indie gem,
But
yeah.
everyone's like, no, we all know them. They toured with the Beatles. There were 11 different musicians on this album, so that they're a big kind of collective, and they play all sorts of different instruments. There's saxophone, flute, bongos and congas, drums, bass, guitar, all of that good stuff. But there's a good bit of variety. And although I love this really smooth stuff, I like some of their upbeat stuff as well. Like on this album, they have a traditional Rastafarian folk song as well.
Oh, cool.
Everybody knows me name. Kings of kings and lords of lords. Would I ever know me name? Allah, 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 Jah. Everybody knows me name. Only Babylon and them. Could I ever know me name?
That's fun. I could see dancing, like, at an outdoor stage watching that.
So I like those fun ones. There's lots of jazzy stuff on it. But I think what I love the most are those really smooth instrumentals. And I'm going to play one more song, and appropriately, it's called One More. So that's what I had to say about them long ago. After they broke up in 1975, they briefly toured a bit in 2016. And then in 2024, there was a documentary called Getting It Back, the story of Cymande, that came out. And they released a new album called Renaissance in January of this year. And now they are touring again. As far as I can tell, there are 4 original members that are still playing with them. They have a new lead vocalist, so the sound has changed. I've been listening to the new album a good bit, but to me, nothing is going to beat those first couple, those first
Yeah.
3, really. But I'm just so excited to see them because so much of the music I listen to, I realize that I'll never see these artists because they have broken up or died since before I was born. That's usually a lot of the music I listen to.
Indy loves music from the 70s, so a lot of those bands aren't still together.
No. And it was just such a bizarre thing when I saw the lineup for this come out, and I was like, wait a minute, how are they here?
How is this possible?
This band broke up in 1975, but no, they are back, and I am very excited about that.
I'm excited to see them because you've played quite a bit of them around the house when you were going through your Cymande phase.
Yeah.
I really think that this is going to be a fun show to watch. And I'm interested to hear how their sound has changed now that they have some new members and they're getting back together after so long. I wonder if they're like using the old stuff as like inspiration, but kind of making it new, or like what they're going to do.
Yeah, I'm curious how their old songs that I know so well, how they are going to sound now.
So we can see Cymande play on the ATB main stage Friday, July 25th at 7:35.
Which is at the exact same time as my second
Yeah.
most anticipated band, Dengue Fever, is playing on a different stage. So I am very upset about that, but I'll figure it out.
Yes, and you can also see them on stage 4 on Saturday at 4:10 p.m. in a session.
Well, we got our big picks. Do you have some quick picks that you didn't get a chance to talk about, but very much that you're still excited to see?
Belle and Quinn, who are a Juno-nominated duo and the creator of an electrifying musical universe where they are inspired by jazz, soul, compa from Haiti. Belle writes the lyrics while Quinn composes and arranges the original pieces brilliantly, and is also a talented jazz guitarist. So I'm really excited to kind of see what that's all about on the live, because I feel like a lot of that kind of lends itself to studio arrangement, but I think live that's going to be kind of cool to see.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. They are 2 sisters of Haitian origin who I think are based out of somewhere in Quebec now.
I think so, yes.
And they also try to promote female musicians as much as they can, so their entire backing band is going to be female. And since I was already going to talk about them, let's listen to a little song of theirs called L'Île au Tambour. Beautiful song.
It's gorgeous. I'm really excited to hear how all that comes alive.
If you told me that was a B-side from an old Sade record, I believe you. What else you got?
I could see that. My next one that I'm excited to see is Digging Roots. They are a Canadian musical group consisting of husband and wife duo Raven and Shoshana. And they blend folk rock, pop, blues, and hip hop together, and they won the Juno Award for Aboriginal Album of the Year. And they have like a really big sound for just two people, and they are they use a little bit of their Indigenous heritage as well. So I think that's going to be a really cool show. And then I'm really excited about Tall Tall Trees. This is the musical pseudonym of vocalist and multi-instrumentalist Mike Savino. He does occasionally bring in other people, but he is self-described as a one-man psychedelic indie folk orchestra. And I think that this is going to just be cool to see because I've never seen someone be an orchestra before. So I really enjoy his music. He is a pioneer in the world of experimental banjo music. So I think this is going to be a very interesting departure from some of the other things I've picked, but I'm very excited to see him. And then my next person I'm excited to see is Chris Pierce. He is from Pasadena, California. He has a very classic soul, rhythm, blues, jazz, gospel, rock sound to him. He grew up singing in church, and I think that always makes an artist really like soulful and have like a stronger voice because you train in singing when you sing in church. And I think that he is really interesting because he only has 60% of his hearing in his right ear and almost no hearing in his other ear. So I think that it would be very hard to make music if you couldn't hear what's happening around you. And so I'm really impressed with the sound that he puts out just based on that. And he has been compared to Ray Charles. So very soulful, very classic sounding soul artist. My next artist that I'm excited to see is one that I believe we saw at Edmonton last year, Alisa P. She released an album, Inuktitut, which I believe Indy spoke about, which is covers of classic pop and rock and roll songs. And every time I hear one, I love it. And I'm really excited to hear some of her other songs that she's done. She has won a bunch of awards and is a Canadian Inuk musician. And I think that she's going to be an incredible show to see just because she sings in her own native language, which is always amazing to hear.
Yeah, she's had a few albums out, but it is that last one.
Which is like my favorite.
And we have her cover of Time After Time that we can put in right here.
Así va lo
think last year I may have played her cover of the Metallica song The Unforgiven, which is also very good. This album is it's very good.
I think that recording covers of well-known songs in your own native language is a really good tool to teach your native language to people who may not have the ability to learn it. So I think that's very, very cool that she's done that. So Indy, do you have some short list mentions for us?
Oh, so many. I'm trying to cut it down, but it is hard. There is a band called Empanadas Ilegales, and they are a 7-piece band out of Vancouver that, again, has some psychedelic cumbia to it and some salsa. They have members from Ecuador and Colombia and Argentina and Canada. And they also blend in some Amazonian, Latin, Caribbean, Andean psychedelic music as well. This song is called Chichara.
Dancey one.
That's going to be a good one to
That's
dance
going to be
to.
so good, yeah.
So that's Empanadas Ilegales from Vancouver. There is a group called El Kawa, which is Arabic for the coffee house, and they are inspired from coffee house music and coffee house culture from the Middle East, because that's kind of a gathering point where people would learn the latest news and music and hear stories and everything. So they started out making music traditionally from Syria, Egypt, and Iraq, and have since expanded that to include their own original music, including this song called Il Matar. That is a live version of the song from their album African Roots, so you know what it's going to kind of sound like.
It's like some African roots.
Oh, I just meant that was live.
Oh,
so it's
yes.
that too.
I am excited about that one.
There is a band called El Balcón, which I think means the balcony, right? Like, my Spanish isn't great, but I'm pretty sure that just means the balcony.
It sounds like it.
But they were originally conceived as a band that was doing reimaginations of traditional Mexican music, specifically folk music coming from Veracruz. And now, like a lot of these artists I'm talking about, have since started incorporating other influences. But this is their song called La Bruja, which I think also means the witch.
Ooh.
And they are another group that started out doing covers and traditional songs, and their latest album that just came out this year is all originals now. And then one that we've both been listening to, I think, a good bit is Les Mamans du Congo. They are a group that does Bantu lullabies from the Congo region, and they've since started mixing it with electronic music and hip-hop, usually accompanied by Robin, who is a DJ and does more of the modern stuff, while they have these traditional sounds. And it's a project that was made to kind of preserve these lullabies and talk about the daily lives of Congolese women in a way that can be easily consumed by modern audiences, so these traditions aren't lost. They usually sing in, I think it's Halari, the language of the Congolese, and they'll sing songs about history and about daily life, and sometimes quite literally lullabies, which is fun.
Yeah, the modern kind of remixing of these traditional songs is very cool.
So this song we are listening to now is called Loangano Weaver.
Mwana ni tanga tanga
mwana nini tanga tanga baya baya ngombe bafiri muchoshi mwana nini tanga tanga baya baya ngombe bafiri muchoshi nini zaba ngombe kweluta kwenda kumayombe mama ofidi kadiambwako tata ofidi kadiambwako nini zaba ngombe kweluta kwenda kumayombe mama ofidi kadiambwako tata ofidi kadiambwako.
And I've seen some videos of the dances they do during performances too, so that's going to be a highlight, I think.
Oh, I love when there's like a whole show element to it too. That's going to be very, very cool. This was also on my short list. This is going to be a very different show because of just like the content of the music, but I think that this is a like group of songs that are like going to be very appealing to many, many people.
And I have like 15 more things here, but I'm just going to do one last one. And let's do Bad Bad Not Good. They are from Toronto. They are an instrumental group that combines mostly jazz and hip hop. And I'm most familiar with the collaborations they've done with people like Ghostface Killah and MF Doom. So let's play a track from, I think it was like an EP of only 4 or 5 songs that they did with Ghostface, but this is a song called Food with Ghostface Killah and Bad Bad Not Good.
I used to rob and steal, now I make food for thought. Fresh like the air you snort. I drop jewels, little nuggets of wisdom, seeds that keep growing. Pay my debt to society, so no more owing. Now it's showing and proving. Keep the body moving. Exercising the mind is scientifically proven to increase your lifeline, strengthen your heart. Eat fish, that brain food will get you smart. Yoga, deep meditation tactics. You know good than just practice, cause practice makes perfect. Stop burying the lies and bring the truth to the surface. Money is the root to all evil, that cash rule will have you out there looking like a damn fool. That's the devil's bait, the almighty Dollar Tree will have your mind fooled by technology. Make the right choice, no need for an apology.
So that was Bad Bad Not Good. In that song, Ghostface was with them. What if he showed up? That'd blow my mind.
Oh, you'd be just in heaven.
I doubt that's going to happen, but I am curious who they are going to have with them because they don't sing. They are the instrumental accompaniment in that song, and they have featured vocalists on a lot of their music. So I wonder if they have someone that tours with them that sings or how it's going to be, but they're just another one of those just real sharp on the instruments, and whatever they do, I'm sure it's going to be top notch.
I think so.
So that's, I think, all my picks. I have more, but we don't have that much time.
So, needless to say, I think we're both excited for Calgary Folk Fest.
Yes.
And I think that no matter where you choose to park your chair at Calgary, you're going to find something that you like.
Do you want to just rattle off any names that you didn't get a chance to talk about? Like Pahua, I'm excited for that. Jara Sharif sounds good. O.C. Elliott, I think you're a fan of too.
Yes.
Emily Wuramara, I've been listening to a good bit of. Bria Salmena, or Salmena, I'm not sure, but she's very good. And there's a singer named Aladdin Karoufi, who is another one of those ones where you're like, is this from 1970? No, it's modern? Who knew? But it sounds great.
I think those are your favorite kind.
Yes, they really are.
But I think I'm going to stick with whatever comes across my path and sounds good is going to be something that I'm going to enjoy. Keep an open mind. Go to those sessions.
And come say hi to us if you see us.
Yes, we will be the ones with the podcast mic. Bye, everyone.
See you in the pit, maybe? I don't know.
See you on the island.
See you on the island.
Bye.
Goodbye.